I'm going to have to say Viscount, for the reason that I think I learnt more about how a horse's action, the visuals of a horse's action change as he's racing. And so I'll never forget, as a young, I reckon I would have been a teenager maybe, when he ran at Warwick Farm in those days, small field as it was, weight for age, he was a 3-year-old colt. I'll never forget my father saying to him, watch his action, and when he got to the front and then he let down, his whole wither dropped, and he went out and he rolled out over his knee, and he sort of thing, and I was brought up racing, and I was brought up looking at horses. I, for the first time, realised the mechanics of a horse and how important it was, and what it meant to see an elite horse going as fast as it possibly can go, and how to spot that and then try to translate that to seeing it again.
And he really should have won a Cox Plate, shouldn't he? I mean, he really was of that elite level, and an exciting black sort of horse too. So captivating for a young person.
And for me also, the bloodlines, you know, a son of Quest for Fame, who was, you know, an imported stallion, won the Derby, and then you get this elite colt that, you know, to race a 3-year-old colt out of his age at weight for age and then go to a Cox Plate. I mean, I lost a lot of money on that race. I haven't forgiven that protest. That really impressed upon me that there was something deeper and richer than what you just saw in a race book or what the result of a race. There was this, the mechanics and the movement of a horse and how to spot when a horse is doing it well and when a horse is not doing it well. Really, that's what opened my eyes up. And then, you know, later on you learn to see that when they're younger as weanlings and yearlings, and then when they grow into it and how to spot. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all trying to spot talent, breed talent and spot talent, and that was the first time I learnt that lesson. I mean, St. Lee was another one, you know, the Melbourne Cup, and I'd never seen a horse win a race at the 800 metre mark, and I could see it, and it was just the way that they travel and how beautiful a horse can carry and how easily it does it in a mob of horses when others are trying hard and it doesn't need to, and you think this thing's going to let down and win. And then it does. So the hard thing today with instantaneous grabs on Twitter and 5-second videos and parade videos of yearlings is that it's all take it and leave it. It's sort of junk food. I love it. I watch it. I would do Twitter with everyone else. But the deeper understanding of the horse, you really need to be around people who've spent their life in it. And that was a fortunate thing for me to just go to horse sales and the races every Saturday. And that's what you learn is the longer story of the racing and the breeding of horses, rather than just the 2-second grab that you go, oh, there's, you know, everyone remembers this race, and then you tend to forget about, you know, what Maccabee Diva was like before she became famous, as it were, and the time given. And, you know, Bart was obviously the figurehead of pretty much every wisdom we have in racing, in my view. That ability to not look too quickly for an answer, especially today, it seems to have gone a bit. People want the quick result for good reason, but at the end of the day, you see 8- and 9-year-old geldings fighting out Everest, which no one was telling you that a horse by Host was going to be the leading sprinter in Australia, and there he is. I mean, that is really comes down to these animals, and they can come from anywhere. From the time that mating was made to the time that a horse like Eduardo has a season like that, it is 12 years. I mean, it's an extraordinary period. So that is not a very modern concept, but it won't change in my view.
Viscount, the great 3-year-old, Shogun Lodge can't pick him up.